So you want to start giving merch to your fans, and you haven't decided on whether you want to do a print shop or you want to get it done print on demand. Today I'm going to be explaining to you which one's better, which one you should use, some of the pros, some of the cons, and what you should be doing for you specifically. So let's get straight into this. Alright, so how's it going, everyone? This is Gaz. I'm a graphic designer. I've dealt with both print on demand and print shops and thought I would give some of my expertise to you guys and basically explain some of the pros and cons of both print on demand and print shops. So print on demand, when I say print on demand, I'm talking about sites like Printful and Printify. These are online services that allow you to connect a online store that you have, whether that's on Shopify or something like Big Cartel. And basically, when an order comes in, they will fulfill it for you and send it straight to your customer. This sounds easy, and it really is. It's super easy to set up, and once you got it set up, you can pretty much forget about it. But I wanted to talk about some of the pros. So here we go. The first pro is there is a low initial cost. When you're working on print on demand, you really don't have to put any money up front. If you're doing something like Big Cartel, you can pretty much start doing this for free. All you'll need to do is have a design and put it on certain products, whether you want to do a shirt, a hoodie, sweatpants, even posters. You can do all this and set it up that you basically have no initial cost. So another pro is that there's no inventory management. One of the biggest things with print shops is that you have to deal with everything that you get printed. Everything will be in your home, or you'll have to get a warehouse, or you'll have to get some sort of storage locker, somewhere to keep all of your products. And with print on demand, that isn't a thing. Hence the name. They are going to print on demand. When someone wants something, they'll print it and send it out to them. You don't have to print 50, you don't have to print 100, you don't have to print whatever number it is. It's every time an order comes in, they will print that order. Another pro is that they've got a wide product range. You don't have to just stick with shirts, and you don't have to stick with hoodies and all this stuff. If you wanted to do some keychains, if you wanted to do some mugs for whatever reason, you wanted to do any of these things, they have the ability to print on all of that, package it, and send it to your customer with you having to interact with them maybe once if there's something wrong, but pretty much not at all. It's basically automatic, and that's really cool. So I've talked about the pros. Here's a few of the cons with print on demand. First one being there's lower profit margins. Since they're doing everything with shipping it out and they're printing it, they're packaging it, they have to take a fee. So when you're doing print on demand, you're not doing it for the money, really. You're doing it more so to get something to your fans and really help build your brand. Printful take a fee, Printify, I believe, take a fee as well. And you're not really going to make much profit. Like I said, it's more so for you guys to give something for your fans, whether you're an artist, a musician, or whatever you are. You can really help build your brand off of print on demand. Another con is you got limited control. So when I say limited control, I mean that you don't really know if things are turning out the way that you want them to turn out. The only thing that you get on print on demand is a sample, and if there's a print error, they might not catch it, and you might be sending something over to your customers that isn't exactly how you envisioned it. When I also say limited control, I'm also saying that placement of things, like especially on shirts, the placement on back designs is very small. A lot of people really like to do these huge back prints on shirts, and with print on demand, I have yet to find one that can do it very well with a nice big area on the back that pretty much is the whole back. They usually have like a half back print, which can work in most cases. However, sometimes if you want to do a very specific design that's a big design on the back, or if you want to do a sleeve print, certain stuff like that, you just can't do on print on demand. You also have less customization options. And what I mean by that is you don't have the ability to do like custom labels with most of them. You don't have the ability to add things into the packaging. It really is just bog standard. They're sending a shirt that they printed your design on, and in most cases that can work. Some cases you kind of want a little bit more of customization. You want to have your brand logo on the neck label, or you want to have a hem label on the bottom of your shirt. Or you never know, like if you want it to be as different from everyone else as possible. And with print on demand, you're getting a very basic version of the shirt that you're trying to send to them, or whatever else for that matter. If you're doing posters, I think posters with print on demand is probably the best thing you can do on there. There's not too much customization that you need on posters. It's usually just size, and print on demand have pretty good sizes for that sort of thing, if that's what you're looking for. So we've talked about print on demand, and I wanted to flip over and start talking about print shops. So when I talk about print shops, I'm saying somewhere like local to you, whether it's just down the road, in your town, in your city, or a manufacturer, whether that be out of the country, like a manufacturer in China. So the first pro that I thought of was the higher profit margins. So with print shops, you usually have to buy in bulk. They usually have an MOQ, which stands for minimum order quantity, and that means that you're basically having to buy a big bundle of whatever design you're getting printed, so that they don't have to do just a single one here and there like you do with print on demand. That means that you can usually get a discount because you're ordering in bulk. You might get some money off for buying 100, you get some more money off but for buying 200, and so on. That means that the cost to make a shirt through a print shop will actually end up being cheaper than what it is on a print on demand website. That means that you can then price it around about a similar time and make a little bit more money off of that, if that's what you're trying to do, if you try to do this for money rather than brand awareness. Another pro is you have control over the quality, which is a huge pro. Control over quality, what I mean by that is you can choose certain things that, if you wanted a sleeve print, you can most likely do that with a print shop. If you wanted some sort of hem label or a neck label, most print shops will be able to facilitate that. And you'll also be able to have a more one-on-one conversation with the person who's making your shirts. You'll be able to really explain to them what you want, and they'll be able to do a better job than somewhere who just has the design file and is just trying to print it and get it out as quickly as possible. You'll be able to make sure that all the prints are done well. If there's an error, they're most likely going to talk to you, and you'll be able to sort that out, and you won't have to send out something that isn't your very best. Another pro is branding opportunities. I just touched on that here in the quality section, but branding opportunities, what I mean by that is the neck labels where it looks more customized, but I also mean things like throwing in stickers or making custom packaging for the shirts that you're sending out, or the hoodies, or whatever you're sending. You can really customize everything. Everything can be your personal experience and basically create exactly what you want the consumer to feel. That's a huge thing when trying to differentiate yourself away from other merch or other artists who have merch. Like, the feeling you get from a customized package is really good as a fan. And you can even do things like have your signature on like a sticker or something in there if you're a rapper or an artist. Something that really makes the customer feel like they've spent their money well. However, there are some cons with print shops, so I wanted to go over that as well. There's usually a higher initial investment that, like I was touching on earlier, an MOQ or a minimum order quantity, you're usually going to have to shell out a lot more cash up front. Yes, each shirt will be cheaper than what it would be on print on demand, but that's probably only if you buy 100, 200, whatever the amount is you want to do, but that's still going to cost money. And sometimes when you're spending that money and you can't guarantee that you're going to get sales, it can be a little bit scary, and I completely understand that. So another con would be that you actually have to deal with inventory management. When you buy things like this in bulk, you're going to have to find a way of storing it before selling it. You're going to either have to get a warehouse if you're doing a huge amount, you're going to have to get a storage locker if it's just a medium amount, or you're just going to have to keep boxes of your merch in your office or your studio or wherever you are. And that can be a big issue, and it's something that you need to think about before you go with a print shop. Another con would be you have to think about logistics and the shipping. So when I say logistics, I mean you need some sort of way of capturing the information given by the customer, like their address and the shipping that they want it done by, like whether it's UPS or USPS or FedEx, or if it's an international thing, it's like DHL or something. You're going to have a way of doing that and getting all of that information so that you can make sure that you're sending the shirt to the right place, and then you're going to have to deal with the shipping. Shipping is even like another thing that you have to think about, because once someone buys something, you already have the shirt, let's say, or the hoodie or whatever it is, and now you're going to have to package it up and you'll print the label, and you're going to have to take that to a post office, like a USPS or whatever. You're going to have to take the time out of your day where you might be a little bit busy with like making some sort of song or doing something else, and you're going to have to take that and go to the post office. If you've got a lot of customers that are buying from you, that's great. However, you're going to be going back and forth from these places lots of times, and sometimes you just don't have that sort of time. So that's something you've definitely got to think about before going with a print shop. Alright, so that's some pros and cons for both print on demand and print shops. Personally, I think that if you've got a smaller fan base, print on demand is usually the better option. You don't have as many customization options. However, I believe that you can still make something that is really good, and if the design is well made, you'll be able to use the limitations that they have on these print on demand sites and basically use them to your advantage. However, if you have a bigger fan base, maybe a print shop is your better bet. You can make sure that the quality is there, you can have all of these small custom details that really make your brand stand out, and that's definitely a really good way of going as well. It's really down to you. I've shown you both the pros and cons of both. You're going to have to make the decision for yourself which one you want to go with. If you've ever dealt with print on demand or a print shop before, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let's create like a little community of information that we can all like sort of explain our experiences, the pros and cons that you may have that are different to this, and basically help each other with their merch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is going to be the start of a series. I haven't got a name for it quite yet. I'm thinking it's going to be like Merch 101 or something like that. But I basically want to help you guys as much as I can with my experience with all of these, and help you guys create the best merch you can and create the best fan experience that you can for the fans, whether you're a musician, an artist, whatever you are, whatever you've decided to do with merch. I want to make sure that you choose the right thing and you understand that some of the pros may be better than some of the cons, or some of the cons might actually be a little bit worse where you have to switch to a print shop or a print on demand. It's really up to you. If you like this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. I'll talk to you guys later. It's been Gaz. Peace.